The game is Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and the reason why the developers thought it might not do so hot in the States is because, well, it features Hitler. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop right there. Why is Hitler even in this game? I thought it was just about teenagers who got super persona powers and fought evil. How did we go 0 to Hitler? Well, the story starts about 3 years after the events of Revelations Persona and features once again a ragtag group of teenagers all banding together to defeat the forces of evil. The protagonist of the game is Tatsuya Suo, a third year or senior in a high school at Seven Sisters High. He, alongside 5 other students, comprise the main party of the game. The game begins with Tatsuya speeding in on his motorbike. When he arrives at school, he's immediately accosted by bullies. Like, didn't they just see Tatsuya need for speeding into the parking lot? Like, what's the standard of coolness at this high school if Tatsuya is getting bullied? Like, I'm sorry, the way I just J-turned Vin Diesel'd in here is not good enough for you. As Tatsuya faces off against the bullies, he hears a voice in his head cry out to him and he falls to his knees in pain. The principal of the school, Principal Hanya, comes out looking like an extra from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and breaks up the fight between Tatsuya and the bullies. Principal Hanya tells Tatsuya that he thinks he felt some kind of weird resonance and believes that Tatsuya himself is the source of it. Hanya's annoyed with Tatsuya and then kind of disappears mysteriously, saying that a guide will be there soon for Tatsuya. Just a really normal interaction between a student and their principal. That's all that was. Weirdly though, all of the students at Seven Sisters High School do nothing but speak highly of Principal Hanya and kind of all drink the Kool-Aid. A student even appears and tells Tatsuya that he needs to listen to Principal Hanya because he's a great guy. The student also mentions the school guidance counselor who actually transferred from St. Hermelin High School, same as Principal Hanya. Her name is Miss Psycho, and he says that Miss Psycho is looking for Tatsuya. Miss Psycho appears and she's back for another Persona game, baby! And today she's rocking the ponytail. Game development. She didn't have that ponytail in the first game. No siree, gamer. That's sequel privilege. Game design. Miss Psycho calls Tatsuya in for guidance counseling, and afterwards Tatsuya hears of something called the Joker game, where if you play it, all your dreams come true. Sounds ideal, and definitely like nothing bad could happen from that. And conveniently for Tatsuya, just as Miss Psycho's asking about his plan after graduation, you got a job lined up after this? Have you even thought about what's gonna happen to you if you ever live to survive this video game? No, he doesn't have to, because his friend Lisa comes on in and interrupts them. She is a second year at Seven Sisters High School, and she's also had a crush on Tatsuya ever since they were little, and she loves kung fu and is the self-proclaimed hottest girl in school. Lisa then gets on to Tatsuya because he's wearing the school's emblem, which is allegedly cursed, and then she shows him a note from Akichi, a gang boss who goes to Kasugayama High School, which says that they're holding a girl from Seven Sisters High School hostage. And Lisa's shown Tatsuya this letter and told him all this because she's ready to freaking rumble. She's ready for Earth Rumble 7. She's ready for the WWE cage match. She's like, put me in, coach. Get me in the ring, Tatsuya. I'm gonna do... Oh! So Lisa insists on helping Tatsuya. She hops on to the back of Tatsuya's motorcycle, and they ride off to go to the meeting spot at a nearby prison. Which meeting spot at a nearby prison? These games, they are confounding.
Oh, shit.
Turns out when they arrive, nothing nefarious is actually happening. Akichi's just giving a bunch of food to this student whose name is Cozy. And Cozy, as it turns out, is actually a fan of Akichi's. She digs his band. And Akichi is, of course, a gang boss, but he's also the lead vocalist of his band, and the whole letter and saying that there was a kidnapping was all a plot by his friends that Akichi is unaware of to get Tatsuya to join their band. Lisa and Tatsuya barge into the prison meeting spot place, ready to knock some heads. But Akichi's friends actually immediately let them know and admit that they made the whole thing up just to get Tatsuya to join the band. So it's essentially just that episode of Phineas and Ferb where they try to get Phineas's mom's favorite band back together, except Phineas and Ferb did not kidnap anyone to get Bobby Fabulous to come back to Love Handle. Just didn't. Persona! Lisa drops the absolute bomb of a century and reveals that Akichi likes to pants people. and as such has actually earned the illustrious title, a title that you are ever lucky enough or dedicated enough to achieve, and that title is Undie Boss. Akechi is not happy that she's brought up his sordid and troubled past of pantsing people. They sense a rage from him, and all of a sudden they feel kind of a power emanating from Akechi. Unbeknownst to Lisa, she actually just set in motion the most unhinged persona awakening I've ever seen, and that is saying something, because this guy from the last game, where Persona 1, Revelations Persona, he got a persona just because he was way too horny. Now, this might also be a good time to mention that the name of Akechi's band is Gas Chamber, which is just what naturally probably happens when these goobers get together and fart up the freaking studio. Akechi, at this moment, after being so enraged that Lisa called him the Undie Boss, whips out the persona Radamanthus, the Greek judge of the dead, in front of God and everybody, and then proceeds to whomp Lisa with it. Lisa, in that moment, also awakens to a persona herself, and it's Eros, the god of love. However, she collapses from the strain of awakening to that power. Akechi, at this moment, is surprised and maybe even a little bit embarrassed to find out that he's not the all-powerful chosen one. He's not the only one with this persona power. Shock does not stop when Tatsuya also brings forth his own persona, Vulcanus, the Roman god of the forge. Tatsuya, of course, takes it upon himself to go ahead and smite Akechi off the face of the planet with his persona. As he passes out, Tatsuya gets a vision of his childhood and sees a beautiful, shining green butterfly. Suddenly, he, Lisa, and Akechi all appear in a room together with a masked man who calls himself Philemon. Philemon! I gotta say, he's looking snatched with the partial mask. He's got his turtleneck on, he's got the bun going, like, somebody got him right for Persona 2, and that's all I'll say. Philemon explains that the power they just awakened to is the power of Persona, and it's the ability to summon the gods and demons within themselves. He explains that everyone wears masks throughout their lives, and this Persona just represents one of those masks. Philemon also warns them that they'll soon need to call upon this power to protect their city, the city of Sumeru. Philemon says that Sumeru is about to become a place where rumors become reality, and their personas will aid them in battle. Akechi, Lisa, and Tatsuya then all wake up and realize that they all just had the same weird dream. Lisa believes that whatever just happened to them has to be linked to the Joker game, or the game that everyone's using to make their wishes come true. Now, the Joker game is played Bloody Mary, Babadook, Beetlejuice style, where you chant their name a couple of times in the spirit, or demon, or whatever entity then appears. So naturally, because they're all teenagers in a video game, they all huddle up in a little circle and begin chanting Joker's name, trying to summon him. And guess who appears? But literally exactly the guy they were trying to summon. Oh my goodness, we are all we are all shocked and awed that the guy we tried to summon showed up. Everybody look, it's Joker. Joker's here. He's got a crazy little hat. He's got a crazy little eye patch, and he's honestly, I mean, look at the fit. He's honestly kind of giving outfit inspiration for Lil Nas X's next event. Anyways, Joker shows up. He asks them what their dream is or what their wish is so that he can grant it, and the kids all hesitate for a moment. Cozy knows the Joker lore, so she tells him to hurry up and ask for a wish because it's rumored that if you don't ask for a wish, you get turned into a Shadow Man. Joker makes like the Indiana Jones movie with Shia LaBeouf in it and whips out a crystal skull, and then Joker yoinks Akechi's 3 friends, turning them into Shadow Men, but of course leaves Lisa alone because she's a main character and has a persona. Joker now tells the kiddos that it's better to die and be forgotten than live with the pain of not being able to realize your dream. Alright. Joker singles Tatsuya out of the group because he's been waiting for you all summer and he's so glad you're finally here. Joker then summons demons to try to kill Tatsuya and the gang, but the gang trap him, forcing him to reveal his own persona, which is the outer god Nyarlathotep. Joker uses Nyarlathotep to blow all the students away, knocking them out, and then he grabs Tatsuya and calls him a thief. Joker steps back, he's a little embarrassed, kind of like he referenced a movie that none of them had ever watched, and then he was trying to be like, no, never seen the 1998 film Armageddon with Ben Affleck? No, me neither. Me neither. Terrible movie. You know, I don't even really like movies, so I never. It's got Steve Buscemi. Are you sure it's Steve Buscemi, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, maybe Owen Wilson? No, me neither. No, me neither. So Joker holds off on killing them because number one, they don't know why he's trying to kill him, and number two, they haven't seen the 1998 movie Armageddon with Ben Affleck, and they had every opportunity to. I mean, it came out in December 1998. I guess they survive and live, so maybe it was good that they didn't. I guess they'd probably rather live than see Liv Tyler portray Ben Affleck's wife in the movie Armageddon 1998. Instead, Joker tells them that he's just gonna keep sending demons their way until they meet again, and I guess figure out why he's trying to kill them. What Dr. Doofenshmirtz like villain logic. You gotta love it. Since Joker is such a cryptic girly, he goes ahead and gives them an iris flower, and he tells them he will claim revenge only once they remember the sins they've committed. Akechi then apologizes to his friends who are now forgotten shadow guys, and he vows to kill Joker. Cozy tells the gang she'll continue to investigate Joker rumors, and she also directs them to a ramen shop that sells weapons. Looks like COVID hit Mr. Ichiraku Ramen guy pretty hard. Like, he had to become a freaking arms dealer. The group go to seek out the ramen shop, but not so fast, fella. It's Igor time. Congratulations! You, my friend, have been invited to the most exclusive club of all time. We got cozy couches. We got toilets next to the cozy couches. These children love to commit murder. We got musical entertainment. This guy's an artiste. We got custom velvet interiors. Blue, of course. The finest little hats that look like this that money can buy. And this lady. Igor goes ahead and gives them the lowdown on the Velvet Room, basically telling them that everyone there is dedicated to helping them grow stronger as Persona users. Arriving at the ramen shop, the gang run into Tadashi, a wannabe investigator at the Kuzunoha Detective Agency, where he's still somehow dating his high school sweetheart, Tamaki. That is not a roast. That's literally just written in her bio. Persona 2 Innocent Sense had break up with him, girl. She's actually a Shin Megami Tensei veteran. That's right, Tamaki and Tadashi are both from previous games. Tamaki was actually the silent protagonist in Shin Megami Tensei if you chose to play as a lady, and Shin Megami Tensei If was actually originally just the spin-off of the original series by Atlas Shin Megami Tensei, which actually ended up spawning the Persona series itself because the spin-off game was so well received. If you talk to her in Persona 1 before you actually begin the main story, she will actually give you the weapon that she used in her game Shin Megami Tensei If. Coming on back to Persona 2 Innocent Sin, where we're in the story, Lisa, Akechi, Tatsuya are all working with the Kuzunoha Detective Agency to find out what the heck is going on. They learn that the rumor about the ramen shop doubling as an arms dealer actually wasn't originally true, which, like, why would it be? Yeah, and the ramen shop near my house actually has a hidden casino beneath it. If you order the right ramen bowl, you get to go down there and gamble. The detective agency is also investigating Joker, and the Chief Todoroki, is actually a devil summoner himself. His bio notes that up until recently, he was actually kind of a detective and really only did a little bit of devil summoning on the side. But recently he's become a brilliant detective. Okay, but did he wish for that? Like, wish for it? By summoning a certain sneaky wishing guy? I'm on to you, Chief. Cross-detectivating you, detective. Chief Todoroki, though, does have a really good idea. He suggests that they use this rumors becoming true system to actually benefit themselves by spreading rumors that will actually help them, like the secret weapon shop rumor. Back at the ramen shop, Cozy tells them that Principal Hanya has been seen hanging out with Joker. When they get back to the school, also like timeout, have they just been playing hooky the whole time, like skipping class? How long has all this been going on? But I guess that doesn't matter, because when they get back to the school clock starts to move ominously. Everyone's losing their minds of the clock moving again is because there is a ghost story involving a teacher who died at the school. Basically, before he died, the teacher said that the world would end if time is not stopped. Time being the clock. The fear of this rumor and other rumors then becomes true, and a student's face suddenly begins to become disfigured, which fits the rumor of the cursed Seven Sisters school emblem. The students then race to find Principal Hanya, and demons begin to appear within the school. Some bad, but others agree to actually make contracts tied to tarot cards to join Tatsuya's group and teach him how to handle personas, or demons of different personality types. This mechanic is similar to Shadow Talk in Persona 5 and is unique to Personas 1, 2, and 5. The mechanic is not featured in Personas 3 and 4. Akichi is absolutely still on his grind, Sigma Male grind set as they investigate. He really wants to know about the editor of the school newspaper at Seven Sisters High School because he actually used to date her. Turns out the editor is actually Cozy and he knows her and has seen her recently. She just goes by a different name now and looks a lot different. The students continue to investigate the school and they find that a rumor about the statue of the former principal walking around has become true and it's walking hauntingly around the school. However, the real principal is nowhere to be found. While the students are in the principal's office, two ladies enter. One of them is an energetic journalist named Maya who is gathering rumors from students, and the other is Yukino, a photographer working at Coolest Magazine part-time to pay her way through photography school. Yukino, or Yuki, is a seasoned Persona veteran. She actually fought her way through Persona 1, so no need to explain a little turn-based combat to Yuki. Oh, no. She knows her way around a freaking Persona, okay? Maya and Yuki are doing a piece together on high school rumors, and well, Seven Sisters High has more than a few rumors to go around. Yuki and Maya then realize that the kids themselves actually had a run-in with Joker, and they ask if they can tag along. However, just as they're having this conversation, it's completely interrupted when a couple of demons burst into the principal's office. Neither Maya nor Yuki are surprised to see demons, but Yukino remarks it's been quite some time since she's had to summon her persona Vesta, the Greek goddess of the hearth, and Maya also has a persona already, and she just whips out the Greek daughter of Atlas, one of the seven Pleiades, Maya. After Maya makes the demons Pleiades nuts, the students are hit with a weird fat wave of comfort that brings them to tears. Maya says yeah, she sensed it too, and she's not a big weenie baby, so she's not gonna cry about it. Since they're all Persona users and are all after Joker for their own reasons, they agree to team up to track down Joker and believe the principal is their first lead to find them. The dream team battle a haunted toilet, and that gives Maya the idea to destroy anything in the school with the school's cursed emblem on it. Yukino and the gang run into Miss Psycho, who used to be her old teacher and actually acted as a mentor for her and helped her turn her life around. Yukino is pissed off to find that her old vice principal, Principal Hanya, is now the actual principal at Seven Sisters and is causing all kinds of problems. The gang then all head to the clock tower where they discover the ghost of the teacher who warned everyone about time stopping and like the world ending and all that. After seeing the ghost, they all know that they feel like they've seen him before, and they then see Joker and Principal Hanya up at the top of the clock tower, best freaking buddies, open mouth kissing up there. Hanya's like, I love this guy, okay? He made me an amazing principal and hooked me up with some hair implants, and now everybody loves me. Joker remarks that the seven Pleiades, or seven sisters, set time free, and revenge is just one of the reasons he's here at the school. He refers to himself as the giver and calls Tatsuya a thief. He's saying he stole his dream. Joker then throws another flower and disappears. Hanya steps up to the plate with a giant freaking wrench and attacks the students to discipline them. The students defeat him. Hanya turns tail and leaps out of the broken clock tower, falls 4 stories, and still survives. Maya picks up Joker's flower that he left behind, and she feels a deep sense of sadness from it. She says Joker reminds her of Tatsuya, actually, and she feels like she knows him from somewhere. Yeah, I really feel like I've seen him around, you know, maybe like at the grocery store or something. Whoopsie, didn't mean to let that one fly. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Cozy's infiltrated the Zodiac Club and is grilling the heck out of the school's former track star, Anna, who was injured in an accident and dropped out of Seven Sisters High. Yukino tries to relate to her to no avail, and Akichi hears that another student named Hiroki has taken over his old gang, and that this guy is actually the reason for the cursed Seven Sisters emblem rumor. Coincidentally, he's also here at the club. Lisa's like, hey, where did Cozy go? And they realize that Cozy, or Miyabi, went to go confront Hiroki. Akichi hears that Miyabi's in trouble and thinks it's his ex-girlfriend, who is actually Cozy, but he doesn't know it's Cozy, so he rushes in to face Hiroki on his own. The group follow quickly behind him, running into a money-loving fairy by the name of Trish. Trish can't return to the fairy realm until she's done enough good deeds to get back there. Then they run into a bunch of masked students. The masked students turned out to be Hiroki's goons, and when the gang finally catch up to Akichi, they see he's being beaten to a pulp by Hiroki's goons. Turns out Hiroki has actually been plotting against Akichi and been planning his revenge on him since Akichi humiliated him in middle school, which is like kind of weird and just very sports anime of you, Hiroki. Like, come on, holding a grudge since middle school? Let it go, bro. Hiroki also reveals to Akechi that Cozy is Miyabi, and Cozy cries because she was too embarrassed and she didn't want to admit that she'd put on a little bit of weight. Akechi reveals that actually he still cares about her and doesn't really care that she's put on a little bit of weight, which of course angers Hiroki to no end, so he cuts Cozy's face with a knife. Akechi pulls out the Giga Brain, the calculated, the move of the century. He hits him with the Uno reverse, makes him draw 4 cards, and then changes the color to blue when he announces that he resigns as gang boss, which drains Hiroki's life points and sends all his monsters to the graveyard. Akechi admits, though, that he doesn't have any right to act high and mighty in this scenario. Bullying is a vicious cycle, and Hiroki's actions just now weren't much different from Akechi's actions back then. Akechi then decides to grow up and move on from this. Bullying, knock it off. Akechi tries to confront Cozy, but she runs off. Yukino interrogates Hiroki, and he reveals that he started spreading rumors on behalf of the student council president, Yasuo. Yasuo? Yasuo? Hiroki also reveals that once you get your wish granted, you have to join an organization, and one of the organization's leaders is named Lady Scorpio. The group then head to Kasugayama High, where everyone is preparing for a festival. I ask once again, the main characters, are they not truant in this game? How many days has it been? Just one? Have they 1 day of school? 12 days of school? I have no way of knowing. Akechi then realizes that they haven't actually seen the newest transfer student in quite some time, and the group fall into Yasuo's trap. They all get knocked up and ulted into the freaking basement, where Yasuo gloats about how he set up the whole curse rumor, and the group have to work together to escape a looping maze. Maya states once again that she feels it deep within her heart-shaped boob patches that Joker, beneath it all, is actually not a bad person. Tatsuya then shows her the lighter that he always carries around, which is engraved with the inscription, "What's most important cannot be seen with one's eyes." After showing Maya the lighter, Tatsuya then remembers that he actually got it from a childhood friend, a friend that he was so close with and had so much in common with that he felt like they were basically the same person. Tatsuya's friend gives him his most treasured possession, the lighter which his father had given to him. At the same time, Tatsuya then gives this friend his most treasured possession, which is a watch. They also run into this drunk guy named Baofu, who will probably not be relevant at all later in the story. Probably just a random guy. Maya finds a way out of the looping basement maze, and they find that the school has already started its party. However, the party is really just an excuse for Yasuo to absorb the life energy out of everyone in the party with the mask on. The life energy is being stored in a crystal skull, just like Joker had in their first confrontation. Yasuo, or perhaps even Yasuo, confronts them on the roof and tells them that in his time as student council president, he has really turned the school around, and honestly, because of that, he refuses to give up the crystal skull. The group then kick his butt so fast, like really, really very fast do they kick his butt. And then he reveals that anyone hoping to join the mass circle must present the executive leaders with an ideal energy that can be harvested from dreaming hearts. Okay, Kingdom Hearts, serve. Akechi and Lisa get more deja vu than Olivia Rodrigo did in 2020 when they hear the name The Masked Circle. It reminds them of a kid's game that they've seen in their dreams. Then suddenly the gang get a surprise visit from none other than Lady Scorpio herself. Lady Scorpio is then like, dude, Yasuo, however you say your freaking stupid name, as if your noob ass could ever control something like the crystal skull. Get real, dude. And Yukino recognizes her voice as Anna, the dropout high school track star from Club Zodiac. Anna then says that the skull can only be controlled by someone bearing the constellation of the Holy Cross. Yasuo is then completely torched. Didn't know brand support was the meta, but okay, gamers, let's ride. And as if we didn't have more masked guys floating around than Crash Bandicoot, another one appears with a lion mask on, calling himself King Leo, the highest of the 4 executives of the masked circle, who has an extreme grudge towards Maya and apparently hears voices in his head. King Leo says that Lady Scorpio actually deserves to be punished here, especially if she wants to see the fulfillment of the Oracle of Maya. But Anna, or Lady Scorpio, just says she wants to take Yukino out herself. It's personal, baby. Leo, who looks like a great value knockoff version of this guy from Elden Ring, says to leave them all for the Exalted One, and both Scorpio and Leo take off. Maya is overcome with fear. She says Leo is a pyromaniac who has stalked her for years. They return to the party in the gym and see everyone there has been turned into shadow men. Leaving, they try to find a new lead on Joker. Yukino sees her old criminal self in Anna, and similar to how Miss Psycho saved her, believes she might be able to save Anna. Walking around town, the gang stumble into a sushi shop, which actually happens to be owned by Akichi's parents. His father, Kankachi's motto is heart, brains, and prawn. He wants Akichi to be a traditional, strong Japanese man like himself. Needless to say, he doesn't really approve of the fact that Akichi dyes his hair or wears makeup. Kankachi's more way of the warrior, and Akichi's more Gerard way. At the sushi restaurant, they also run into St. Hermelin High School alumni Kenta. You probably remember him for his nickname Toro, or the guy with the penis monster persona. Yeah, he's actually become a pretty successful salesman and a very confident person thanks to his giant penis persona. In a park nearby, Lisa's actually congratulated on her idol debut, even though she didn't know that she had one to begin with. They say that she's rumored to be the third member of the idol group Muses. The group begin to investigate this weird rumor and accidentally land themselves a music video gig as they investigate the lead. Lisa's two friends, Miho and Shiba, make up the rest of Muses, and they say they made a wish to become real idols. Lisa doesn't really want to be a part of this mess, but the gang convince her to at least tag along with their friends just to make sure they aren't murdered by the masked circle like Yasuo. The gang follow them to the studio, where they then see a music producer named Genji, who confirms that Lisa is in fact the third member of Muses. The group once again convince Lisa to just go with the flow here to get more info. Maya then detects that the producer Genji is also a persona user and thinks he might be a masked circle executive as well. The producer then suspiciously says that their next song will be about the Joker game, and it will be called Joker. After that, the gang then head over to the concert hall where Muses is set to perform. Lisa is pissed off. She's mad because she's getting stereotyped for her looks. People assume she speaks English, and she in fact does not speak English because her dad never taught her. Lisa's friends apologize for her about the stereotyping, and they're like, why don't you just make a wish to Joker and solve all your problems? Lisa accuses them of being the masked circle, and Genji comes over to question why Joker didn't grant her wish when she summoned him earlier. Genji suspects he didn't grant her wish because she had no dreams to tell him. Lisa tells Genji that she had a dream once but lost it. Genji encourages her to discover a new one. He also tells her he can ask Joker to reveal her ideal self and help guide others who have no dreams. Genji tells her that once other people hear this song, they will approach Joker themselves and have their own dreams come true. Actually, a little bit considers this offer from Genji. The gang trusts Lisa, though, to make the right decision in the end, but things do go a bit haywire when Lisa joins the Muses on stage. And as Lisa performs her solo right next to their gigantic band logo, which is just the word Muses written in papyrus font, Maya recognized the solo that Lisa is singing as an excerpt from the Oracle of Maya. After the solo, Lisa reveals to the crowd that despite how she looks, she actually can't speak any English at all. The crowd doesn't really care, but what they might care about are the bombs hidden in the concert hall. What? Lisa panics, getting everyone to clear out for their own safety. Then Genji appears before them, revealing himself to be Prince Taurus, another member of the Masked Circle. However, King Leo once again swoops in to steal the spotlight and interrupts Taurus, saying that the song was meant to convert crowds to the circle. He's bummed that it doesn't work and blames Taurus a bit for this blunder. Genji shrugs and says there's still plenty of ideal energy out in the world and definitely still to be gathered from people worshipping idols. Leo leaves, but first he mentions a riddle where 4 pillars of flame will rise in town, with the concert hall being one of them. Genji battles the group and ultimately loses and escapes. As a final fuck you to the group, he sucks the ideal energy right out of Lisa's friends Miho and Shiba, turning them into shadow men. The gang scramble out of there with the 2 girls turned into shadow men in tow, and the entire concert hall explodes into a ball of fire behind them. Maya's traumatized by the huge flame, and Yukino notices that her hands have been burned. Lisa's homeroom teacher, Miss Okamura, appears and recognizes the giant flames as another event in the Oracle of Maya. Maya Amano, this Maya, introduces herself to the teacher, whose name is Maya Okamura, And she's surprised to find out that Maya also knows about the Oracle of Maya, and then she accuses Lisa of being a spy for the Fuhrer and his last battalion, and then Maya Okamura just kind of leaves. Yukino thinks the Oracle is sounding very occultish, so she calls in an old friend for a consult. She visits her friend Eriko, who was once one of her persona-using teammates from the last game. While Eriko is now a professional model, she still keeps up with the occult and solves King Leo's zodiac riddle that he gave to them when they were facing off against Genji, which leads the group to a bomb in a bathroom guarded by the toilet demon Belphegor, and another persona user, a member of the Masked Circle, who's named Ixquick, who is convinced that she's a reincarnated warrior. Her persona is Reverse Pyrrhika, which is a Zoroastrian fairy, and Ixquick is going to use her to whoop your ass. Yo, not to be dramatic, but it's whoop-ass time. They defeat Ixquick, and Eriko helps them locate the next bomb, which is located within a gym where Maya's roommate Ulala is working on her chess boxing chops, just without the chess part. Ulala accidentally finds the bomb for the team when it drops out of a punching bag, but tells them that she's actually heard of the Masked Circle before from a con artist she used to date. They then find the transmitter for the bomb in a locker room, and they're immediately confronted by a guy with a persona. But Ulala stops him, realizing this guy is the man who scammed her ex-con artist man. Ulala is ready to womp this guy. We find out Ulala also has a persona, and she chases this bozo away. The gang then find a note from King Leo saying that he wants to end things at the Aerospace Museum. The group then head to the Aerospace Museum where they run into Tadashi and Tamaki in black gear. They state that they're working on a case for Miss Okumura, and Yukino immediately recognizes her old classmates from St. Hermelin High, Tadashi and Tamaki. And if things weren't already a hot freaking mess, King Leo appears and blocks the exit with a fiery blaze, trapping them in the building. Leo lets them know that he intends to burn everyone to a crispy little burnt spot on the ground, but specifically he wants to burn Maya. Maya lets him know right back that this time she is not gonna back down. It's whoop ass dom. The group run from the flames, discovering an entire group of school children who just so happened to be visiting the Aerospace Museum at that time. They rescue the kids and bring them along with them, and they also find Ixquick, who's trapped in a plane surrounded by flames. And although Maya saves her as she's trying to climb back up the rope, it snaps and Maya begins to fall into the fire below. Tatsuya reaches out to grab her, but he's immediately thrust into a childhood memory where a young girl had been trapped in a burning house by an insane man. Tatsuya himself had actually been beaten and stabbed by this insane man, but his persona, Vulcanus, pops out and burns off part of the insane man's face. Tatsuya snaps back to reality and uses his persona to save Maya just in time, and Ixquick thanks Maya for saving her. On the roof, they see King Leo easily womp Tadashi and Tamaki, and Ixquick wants to know why Leo left her to die. Leo grabs Ixquick, holds her hostage, and rips off his mask to reveal himself to be Tatsuya Sudo, the insane man from Tatsuya Suo's past who beat him up and stabbed him and tried to burn that girl alive. King Leo, now revealed to be Tatsuya Sudo, blames Maya and Tatsuya for the gruesome scarring on his face, but Maya's like,
I don't know who this man is. He could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing.
And then the Tatsuya who used to be King Leo is all like, anyways, you simpletons, I have backup detonators, so say goodbye to your precious bathroom and boxing gym. Fuck you. And fuck bathrooms. And fuck gyms. And fuck the Aerospace Museum. Maya takes this opportunity while everything is on fire and exploding around them to ask King Leo straight up what the end of Nahui Olin is and what Joker's true end goal actually is. Pseudo tells Maya that the end goal is to realize the Oracle of Maya and sublimate mankind to the Idealians. And if you thought that was an insane sentence, you better buckle up, big boy. Pseudo then says that from that day on, once they realize the Oracle of Maya, that the members of the new human race will become gods. Okay. Pseudo also says that he's seen Joker's real face, and he thinks he's cute. Pseudo leaves them with another flower, and this time with a message from Joker himself, which says, remember that summer day 10 years ago. Lisa tries to guess at the real identity of Joker, but before Pseudo can say any more, the floor beneath them collapses and he drops Ixquick. Ixquick is then saved by Maya, and Yukino remembers a rumor from the kids that the Aerospace Museum's blimp restaurant can actually fly. Maya commandeers the blimp and they fly away. But it's an out of the frying pan and into the toaster situation as the blimp catches fire and Maya senses that Pseudo somehow is on board. Pseudo at this point is going a little bit insane because the crazy voices in his head are going nuts, and he attacks the group. Pseudo manifests the dark version of Tatsuya's persona, Reverse Vulcanus, and together they defeat Pseudo. He doesn't reveal any new information about Joker's identity, and the group then use their personas to escape the crashing blimp, taking the school kids with them to safety. Quick reveals to them that her real name is Akari, and then she leaves to go pursue her own dreams. Yukino strikes again with a banger idea, and they head off to find what Miss Okamura and the detective agency know. Ulala then calls Maya to let them know that there's a rumor going around that Maya and their group are actually terrorists and that they caused all of the bombings. Before the rumor can manifest as truth, Maya plays the big fat Uno reverse card and asks the kids they saved to spread a counter rumor against it. At the detective agency, they talk to Okumura and try to convince her that they are not spies or a part of the last battalion, but then Maya comes in late acting very weird and strange and non-Maya-like. Maya, please, come on, get with the program. We are not gonna beat the allegations this way. There's also another rumor going around that the bombings were remnant radicals of the Fuhrer's forces seeking ancient ruins hidden in Sumeru. Miss Okamura tells them that these radicals helped the Fuhrer escape death in secret, and now they're an insane elite force with future technology and a powerful relic that absorbs some of Christ's blood. Okay, Ezio Auditore, who let the goddamn apple of Eden out again? Okamura engages her tinfoil hat fully and brings out a book known as the In Lak'ech. In Lak'ech reveals that the Oracle of Maya was left by Pleiades aliens who gifted humans with civilization, which is all sounding like a cluster of fever dream sentences that you would only hear on the show Ancient Aliens. As you can imagine, the kids are feeling a little bit skeptical to hear that the answer to all of this is aliens. But Okamura insists that Kashihari and Pseudo both tried to prove this. Okamura believes that there is an underworld where the Mayans sleep and the starship Zabalba is down there beneath the city of Sumeru. She then goes on to say that any Mayans down there would have died in the intergalactic civil war with the Bolintiku race, which is proven somehow by Mayan myths from South America. Okamura tells the kids that the reason why the Mass Circle and the Last Battalion are both after the starship Zabalba is because when the Oracle is fulfilled, Zabalba and the Indiana Jones crystal skulls will turn humans into Idelians, which is a transhuman state where all human beings will then understand the meaning of life. However, only a few humans will ascend while the rest of mankind die. And when the Bolintiku thought forms take physical bodies, they will bring destruction to all. Look me in the eye right now and tell me that's not the most insane sentence you've ever heard. It is a direct quote, bar for bar, word for word, from the video game. What on earth is going on? I feel like a Victorian child that was just forced to chug a Bang energy drink and watch TikToks. Now, In Lak'ech is being released publicly, so the legends within it will be spread, and hearing this, Okamura wonders if this is Pseudo's work. Lisa, understandably, does not believe any of that. She and Akichi remember the Mass Circle to be a game that they used to play when they were children. However, Lisa realizes that this dream with her and Tatsuya and Akichi all playing the Mass Circle game isn't a dream, but a real memory. She then asks them to meet her at Alea's shrine, where she'll tell them the truth she remembers about the Mass Circle and about Joker. Yukino is weirded out, to say the least. I mean, who wouldn't be after hearing all of that? She asks Okamura about Kashihara, and she says that he was a world history teacher at their school, but he was always concerned that the history he was teaching may have been false. Kashihara wrote In Lak'ech, but believed someone was watching him do so. Later, he was then found crushed within the gears of the school clock tower. Okamura believes that the last battalion killed him, and she gives the In Lak'ech to Tatsuya. She begs Tatsuya to prevent the oracle from being fulfilled. Back at Alea's shrine, Lisa recalls there was a fire at the shrine once and a girl died within. A butterfly rolls in, and it's none other than Philemon. Philemon tells them that they are now all ready to face their past and must head into Alea Cavern behind the shrine. Within the cavern, they learn that 10 years ago they used the cavern one summer as a secret hideout. Tatsuya remembers that there was a festival going on and they were all wearing these like Power Rangers-esque masks. He recalls meeting Akichi and the others and playing fun little games and wearing their masks, deciding to call their little group the Mask Circle. Yukino points out that this is not the first time she's heard a sad story involving a mask. Remembering the good old days, or maybe the bad, weird old days when she had to deal with the Snow Queen mask debacle in Persona 1. Lisa says that despite getting along so well, she remembered that she and the other kids never showed each other their faces. And one day they came across a young girl in a sailor suit praying at the shrine. The kids tell the girl that if she joins the Mask Circle, she can have whatever she was praying for just then. The girl knew that they were just kids playing around doing a little make-believe, but she tells the kids of a game called the Persona game where you're able to meet and talk to your future self. The kids don't do that though, and they just manifest personas instead. Weird Maya, who's been acting strange and has the crazy glowy eyeballs, suddenly brings up that just because you forgot what sins you committed doesn't mean they're completely absolved. Yukino reminds them that, hey, there's still room for forgiveness and repentance, and the gang find their old childhood masks, except for the kid in the black mask. Maya suggests that the kid in the black mask was the only one to not forget what they did. Then they all remember when the older girl told them that she was moving away soon, which saddened everyone, including the boy in the black mask, whose name is revealed to be June. Young Lisa mentions at the time that they could actually make her stay by locking her in the shrine, but Tatsuya objects to this, resulting in both the girl and Tatsuya being trapped when Pseudo appears to burn it down. Akichi and Lisa grapple with this realization and the weight of their innocent sin. Wait a minute, innocent sin? That's the name of the game, what? Akichi and Lisa realize that they were partially responsible for the death of the young girl and Tatsuya getting stabbed. And once they heard what happened afterwards, they still chose to remain anonymous. After this event, the Mask Circle disbanded and the kids hid their masks, promising to never meet again. However, Lisa mentions that they actually never found the girl's body and that the girl herself could actually be Joker. At this point, Weird Maya reveals that this was the moment she was waiting for them to remember their innocent sin. And she sneak attacks them with Reverse Maya. They battle Reverse Maya, and just as she goes to finish them off, who comes to their rescue but the real Maya herself, jumping in and deflecting the attack. She tells them that the fake Maya that attacked them is actually a spy planted by the Mask Circle to infiltrate their group. Suddenly, Joker himself appears in the cavern and evil Maya hands him a crystal skull. Joker then admits to the group that his plot to make everyone believe that Maya was the one who had died was ruined, and Joker warns them to leave, but the team refused, and Maya reveals that Joker's true identity is the final friend, the boy in the black mask. It's June! Not to be confused with this guy, that's Haku's dad. Everyone gasps! I love this moment. It's like in Scooby-Doo when Velma rips off the mask and everyone's like, oh man, Jenkins! And then Velma's like, no, that's way too easy. That's exactly what he wanted you to think. The real mastermind behind this is... And she rips off old man Jenkins' mask, and it's fucking Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo, man. Joker in this moment is dumbfounded, nay, flabbergasted, nay, bamboozled. And that, I guess, sets off Dark Maya's code because she attacks them again and they finally destroy Dark Maya once and for all. Joker flees and the group then turn to apologize to Maya for almost accidentally killing her when they were babies and for blocking it out of their memories. Maya's like, psh, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And they all hug it out. Turns out Tatsuya and the crew weren't the only ones getting flashbacks. Young Maya actually hit older Maya with the big reveal, and Joker, formerly known as June, leaves them a salvia flower, which Maya knows to mean thinking of you. Little Maya in the sailor suit tells Maya that Joker is still suffering from false memories, and baby Maya urges Big Maya and the gang to save him too. Philemon appears in a flash of light to the kids in his little golden butterfly gazebo, and Maya recognizes him from when she got her persona, and Philemon congratulates them for displaying strength of will and bumps each of their personas from just Optimus to fucking Optimus Primes, okay? Philemon also urges them to save Joker from the rumors and explains that the Holy Cross is the Grand Cross and Nahui Olin is the world of the fifth sun that will soon perish. Philemon also tells them where to go next to save June from the crawling chaos, which is Nyarlathotep. Retelling the story actually makes me feel insane. Like with every sentence, I feel like that meme where it's the guy explaining the thing to the hot girl at the baseball game, maybe. And I'm the guy and you guys are the hot girl. Anyways, the crew exit the caverns to find the rumors the last battalion have come true, and the army with their advanced tech and soldiers swarm over Sumeru. Okamura calls the group to inform them that the ruins of Chichen Itza are at Mount Katatsumuri, where Joker and the last battalion are headed. The army want to set the rings of time in motion, and if they do so, it will destroy the world. As they head there, they learn that Cozy hasn't been heard from in quite a while, and that Yukino's photography mentor is actually at the mountain taking pictures. The group defeat the soldiers at the entrance and save the head monk of the mountain temple. The monk tells them that Yukino's mentor left for the summit, but left his camera behind for her. They make it up to the Karakul ruins, where they see the last battalion slaughtering Mass Circle followers left and right, and an elite unit of 13 Nazi robots detect the group and their personas. These stupid freaking robots have spears of destiny which can seal a persona user's power. They then find Yukino's mentor, Fuji, fatally wounded off to the side. He tells them that he's proud to have been able to capture their epic battle, and he also tells Yukino to continue on his steed. He then dramatically and tragically dies in her arms, and apparently Yukino was in love with this guy, so she considers giving up for a second before dedicating herself once more to stopping Joker and the last battalion. For rededicating herself to the cause, Philemon appears once more, and he grants Yukino the final form of her persona, the Hindu goddess Durga. The team navigate through these friggin' conveyor belt puzzles and eventually save Anna, or Lady Scorpio, from the robots. Yukino helps Anna up and tells her that she wants to save her from this dark time in her life, just like Miss Psycho did for Yukino. Before Yukino and Anna can kiss on the mouth or something, Shadow Yukino appears and tells her that she's failed both her dreams of trying to become a photographer and trying to become a teacher, and instead took the easy way out, taking her frustrations out on others. Yukino doesn't deny her past, and instead tells Anna that that's even more reason to continue picking yourself up again once you fall. Anna and Yukino stay behind to battle Shadow Yukino, and the group goes on ahead until they encounter an illusion of June. The illusion of June shows his version of the day Maya almost died, with June being the one who tried to save Maya, and Tatsuya starting the fire himself. They finally arrive at the heart of the ruins to see Joker facing off against zombie Hitler and his mecha Nazis. Joker has with him shadow versions of the team and Queen Aquarius. Zombie Shadow Hitler also says he can use the crystal skulls and plans to make a wish of his own. Also, let's just pause for a brief moment here and address the fascists in the room, I guess. The reason this game was never made available for the PlayStation 1 in the West was because it included Hitler. So what did they do to rectify this when they ported it to the PSP for the West? Well, they just put sunglasses on him and called him Führer instead of Hitler. I know game design is hard, but like, couldn't you just made a fake army of fascists, you know, loosely based on actual historical fascists? Atlas, did we really fully need to go name brand on this one? Like, just keeping it real. Did we need to? Joker then uses the skulls to raise the spaceship Zabalba, and most of the city of Sumeru is destroyed as 4 temples rise up and a colossal summoning ring is formed. Okay, Ice Alchemist, hope you got your freaking Philosopher's Stone out of that, dude. The starship Zabalba takes off, and it looks like that fucking scene from the one Marvel movie where dies. Sorry if that's a spoiler. There's literally a joke about that in WandaVision, so I don't know if that's considered a spoiler anymore, but sorry. Back at the Mayan ruins, which are somehow in Japan, the Führer's robots charge Joker and his crew, but Queen Aquarius pushes him out of the way and tanks the shot. The robots still make off with a few crystal skulls, but Joker sends his shadow friends after them. The real group take this opportunity to ambush Joker and bring June back to his senses. Instead, what happens is that Joker allows Nyarlathotep to transform him into a weird evil angel. The gang defeat evil angel Joker, and he reverts back to normal June, who wakes up thinking it was a nightmare the whole time. If only it was, my friend. If only. June sees that Tatsuya still has his lighter, and June shows Tatsuya that he still has his watch. Maya hands June a Nemophilia flower, which is supposed to wish him happiness, but I just wish we knew who the Queen Aquarius was. A ghostly, ghoulish figure who's supposed to be June's dad then appears and encourages him to become Joker again, but June refuses, and June's dad is like, fine, then die, I guess. Philemon yoinks them all out of that scenario, collecting June and Anna as well. Yukino asks Philemon if she can give her persona power to June, June, saying that she doesn't need it to stand tall on her own anymore. Guys, did you not see he was fusing with an evil outer god like 10 minutes ago? We trust him that much already? Oh, we do? Okay. All right. Okay. And Yukino just got like her persona Optimus Prime. Gave that up? All right. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Philemon tests June by giving him the persona SATs, and apparently he passes and is granted the persona Hermes, messenger of the gods. Tatsuya's persona then megamorph in Power Rangers into the Greek god of the sun, Apollo. Maya's transforms into the Greek goddess of the moon, Artemis. Lisa's becomes the Roman goddess of love, Venus. And Akechi's becomes the Greek god of the underworld, Hades. Now that we've assembled Mount Olympus, it's time to end fascism. June, formerly known as Joker, then explains to the group that if the ideal energy within the crystal skulls is released, then everyone will return to normal and Zabalba will be brought down. Yukino and Anna split from the group to go help people in the city. Anna says she's going to protect her and that she won't let anyone touch her. Then they strut off together like 1999, babe. They're the moment. Along the way to the four temples, they run into Tatsuya's older brother, whose name is Katsuya. His fit goes so hard. I mean, he's swagged out head to toe, but the naming scheme in that household, good lord. Katsuya is a baddie and a sergeant in the police force who's trying to control this mess, but also, like, it's been f***ed up the whole time, dude. Like, where have you been this whole game? They get to the Aquarius Temple and they defeat the robots, which are known as Longinus troops, which I'm just now realizing is because they have those, the spears of Longinus, which is the freaking spear from Evangelion, you know, that falls from the sky or whatever, which is also the spear that they stabbed good old JC Christ with in the Bible. A three-way Venn diagram of Evangelion, Persona, and the Bible. Like, the robots then make fun of June for not knowing who Queen Aquarius is, and like, at this point, neither do we. Freaking humor setting down to 75, Tars. Cool it, girly. June then briefly gets a vision of his mother, and they grab the Wind Skull and head to the Taurus Temple, where they find Shadow Lisa airing out all of Lisa's dirty laundry, saying she dates older men for money and experiments with drugs. Lisa's like, yeah, it's called being in high school. What are you talking about? No, but Lisa accepts her past and says she has a dream to marry Tatsuya, her first love. They defeat Shadow Lisa, and Lisa accepts her selfishness as a dark part of herself. She's like, no pressure though, Tatsuya. Like, even though I said my dream was to marry you, like, don't take it to heart or anything. Like, don't worry about it, dude. And Tatsuya at this point is given a choice to confess his feelings, and you can choose one of 4 NPCs. He can confess to Maya, Lisa, Akechi, or June. 1999, bi icon. He's the moment. Love is love, baby. You can successfully romance and start a relationship with all of them except Akechi, who's like, dude, I have a girlfriend already. And plus, bro, you're already my whole world. Bro, will you join my band? Grabbing the Earth Skull, they jump on over to Leo Temple. Tatsuya faces Shadow Tatsuya, who accuses him for just wanting to coast through life and not stand out. Tatsuya defeats his shadow and accepts it as a part of himself. Tatsuya's persona reassures him that no matter how bright you shine, you will always cast a shadow. They enter Scorpio Temple for the last crystal skull, and Akechi is shocked to not only see a shadow version of himself, but also a shadow version of Miyabi, back to her slim self, hanging out with Shadow Akechi. Miyabi secretly liked Akechi the entire time, but ridiculed him when he was young and a little bit chubby, causing him to lose the weight. Ironically, the stress of this drove Miyabi to then put on weight and hide behind the nickname Cozy. Akechi then rocks Shadow Akechi like a hurricane, hugs Miyabi, and confesses that he's always loved her big old fat heart the entire time. Love is love, baby. Then Maya's like, now Akechi, if only you could get over your daddy issues. Am I right, Tatsuya? They grab the water skull, but then Tamaki calls them and says that Okamura was kidnapped by Prince Taurus, who intends to sacrifice her. Jun says Okamura authored in Lakech with his father and she has Mayan blood, which means she's supposed to be sacrificed when the Oracle of Maya is fulfilled, and she will become the Maya Maiden. They head to school, finding that the last battalion has actually already taken over Seven Sisters High. Principal Hanya appears to protect the school and holds the last battalion back by himself, using the power of the rumor spread that he was heroic and a great principal. Ironically, by doing so, he proves this and thanks the students for knocking some sense into him earlier. They jump in the portal, and Maya does a terrible job at driving the boat. They crash, fall down a waterfall, and yet somehow still make it safely over to the spaceship Zabalba. Dodging deadly lasers and traps inside the starship Zabalba, the group is shown snapshots of June's childhood memories. They all bond over having daddy issues, and then they find a dead Prince Taurus. Maya sees a vision of her dad before he left to go cover a war and never came back. She says all she has left of him is her good luck bunny charm, which she made for him as a kid. Journeying deeper into the starship, they realize that their own thoughts directly impact reality. Thinking something is a trap, for example, makes it a real trap, and wishing for a break room makes one appear. Through flashbacks, Lisa then puts together that June's father is actually the dead history teacher at their school, Mr. Kashihara, who authored In Lakech. They figure out the secret of Zabalba, which is whatever they think can become reality, so they just wish to be at the end, which brings them head to head with the robot leader, Longinus #1. They destroy the robot leader, and Maya tries to teach the group how to manifest. Akechi fails his manifesting homework and accidentally summons a Super Saiyan version of his father, who they now have to defeat. June struggles with false memories, and a metal version of his mom appears, who wishes he was never born. June then begins to disappear, and the group defeat his mom in a hurry, reassuring him that everyone still wants him around and in this world. June realizes that the man they're after actually isn't his father, and he's ready to face him. They find Okamura going crazy in a cryonics room. She now herself is trying to fulfill the oracle and bring back the frozen Bolantiku aliens. Okamura claims that June's mom actually got in the way of their work, and that Okamura would have been a much better mother and wife to Kashihara. This activates the aliens and unfreezes them. The aliens knock out Okamura and then try to eat the kids. You know, as aliens do. The kids stop them, checking on Okamura, and find that she's unconscious but still alive. Heading into the very heart of the starship Zabalba, they find that it actually looks strangely a lot like Philemon's gazebo. The Führer then descends from the sky above them, holding the Spear of Destiny and throwing the crystal skull behind him, saying that was never even his true goal. The Führer then shapeshifts into Kashihara, who we know now is not actually Kashihara. He says that this is the collective unconscious where human souls are born and eventually return to when they die. His eyebrows are also so fucking long. Like, June, be glad you didn't get them honkers. He says that everything, the crystal skulls, the spaceships, are all just fragments of himself made real by their own perceptions. He mentions that even his current form is shaped by June's vision of an ideal father. Fake Kashihara shows real Kashihara, saying that In Lakech was just his false hope that his kids could all become ideal humans and never face any pain. Queen Aquarius, turns out, was actually June's mom, Junko, the whole time, and she just wanted her son to live forever and be happy. When she learned Joker was June, she sacrificed herself to save her son. Fake Kashihara also brings her in just so he can murder both of June's parents, ghosts, right in front of him all over again. He insists that he is unbeatable in this world and turns himself into a mighty morphin mega monster of all their fathers combined in BDSM gear for some reason. He then says it's a father's duty to be the ultimate obstacle for their child. Someone at Atlas HQ, not pointing any fingers at anyone, but someone at Atlas HQ perhaps has some unresolved issues with their father/father figure. Maybe we put the video game development down and go see a therapist. It's only a suggestion, The kids team up with Maya once again to synchro summon 5 blue eyes white dragons to the playing field to blast the Great Father right into the Shadow Realm. After the battle, Philemon comes in and tells them that it was Nyarlathotep the whole time. Oh, and also this whole debacle, the whole ordeal, was just to prove an argument that Philemon and Nyarlathotep were having about human nature. Philemon and Nyarlathotep are natural opposites. Philemon's role is to strengthen those who are pure of heart, and Nyarlathotep's role is to drag those who are already evil even further into the abyss. Suddenly, Okamura uses fucking Itachi Uchiha's body flicker technique and teleports behind Maya and stabs her with the Spear of Destiny. The gang try to heal Maya to no avail, and Nyarlathotep reveals he spread the rumor that wounds from that spear cannot close 2,000 years ago, and humans perpetuated it, making it unshakably true. Maya's like, no guys, go on without me. Achieve your dreams. And as Maya dies, Nyarlathotep is pogging because he's just fulfilled the Oracle of Maya. And humans, did it on their own. So that's like 12 middle fingers up to Philemon. Checkmate, baby boy. The planets at that moment then align in the grand cross formation with Earth at the center. The rotation of the Earth stops, and the unshackled inertial energy rips everything apart on the surface, with only Zabalba surviving, safely hovering above. Nyarlathotep and Okamura proclaim victory over Philemon and the kids, and they escape. Philemon poses one final option to reverse this mess. Philemon tells them that he can make it such that they never met on that summer evening, thus deleting this timeline and giving rise to a new alternate timeline. Philemon says they can do it with the power of will, but the cost will be the memories that they made in this timeline. They all agree on a reset, and then one by one begin disappearing. Before leaving though, Lisa kisses Tatsuya for good luck. Philemon leaves Tatsuya as the last to disappear and asks him for any final words. And Tatsuya says, "Kiss this motherfucker," and punches him. The sucker punch sends Philemon's mask flying, revealing Philemon's face, which looks exactly like Tatsuya's. Philemon says that they're the same, and that he's always been watching him. As the game ends, Tatsuya sees the wills and wishes of all of his friends as they go their separate ways, and we're M. Night Shyamalan all the way back to the very beginning like it never happened. Tatsuya still has June's lighter, Lisa still has a crush on Tatsuya, but they're not friends, and Tatsuya is actually the most popular boy in school. Aikichi in this world isn't a gang boss, instead he's just trying to start a band and is in a relationship with Miyabi. In this world, both June's mom and dad are both alive, and he wants to become a teacher like his father. They all lead their separate lives until one fateful day where Yukino, Maya, and all the kids bump into each other at the train station, beginning yet another journey together. This game, while cracked out from start to finish, ended up selling 600,000 copies worldwide and sets the scene for the next game, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. For a recap of the next game, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, check out this video. But if you need a break from all those crazy twists and turns, I 100% don't blame you. Thank you so much for watching this and going on this insane journey with me. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your day. See ya. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Don't accidentally fall into another timeline dimension. Goodbye.